Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of our listeners and viewers today. Thank you guys so much for joining us once again. If you are a return viewer, we want to thank you for your loyalty and your support. And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome. This is Prayerdise Podcast, a podcast co-hosted and co-created by yours truly. My name is Tokomodo, and joining us all the way from Cebu, Philippines, my co-host and co-creator of the show as well, the great, the lovely, the stunning QueenTv.
Hi, it's us again on a Friday. Yay! Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to another episode of
Prayerdise
slash I slice. What?
Yes, a slice of Prayerdise. Yeah.
Slice of Prayerdise, like a minisode to those who are new. Hello.
Before we get started, can I do a little shout out?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So the other day at work, I had a customer come in and with a party, and she actually asked if I wanted to get a Dutch Bros, and so she went and got Dutch Bros for me. Here's a picture of the drink she got me. So Cynthia, if you're watching, I want to thank you again for the coffee. It really helped me, woke me up, and gave me a lot of energy for the rest of my shift. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. So what is today's topic, if you don't mind sharing?
How to gain back trust if it's broken. Since we were talking for our full episode, like a trust. So how about if someone broke their trust?
Right.
Is it acceptable again, or you'll just move on like, okay, bye?
So have you ever had somebody in your life who has broken your trust, and if so, how did you deal with it, and what was kind of big lessons that you learned being in that situation?
I had it, but then also I'm not the type of person I always forgive, because somehow I know in my heart that I'm not perfect too. I do those things too, maybe, but not intentionally. I broke someone's trust, but reassure them that, hey, like this is a mistake, and I'm gonna rebuild or like your trust back. How about you?
I definitely have been in situations like that too. It comes down to filtering and allowing certain people into your life that you know you can trust. For sure, 100% have your back. That's the biggest lesson that I learned, is just being more careful with who you allow into your life as you get older.
Yeah, and I think it's also how you change your behavior after you've done that. If you are the one who you're letting someone down, and they kind of like, oh, I don't want to trust you anymore because you've done this to me. It's about behavior after that. One of the hardest things you can do is to gain back the trust, right? But also you can trust them back if they're sincere. If you say sorry and you will just reassure them that, hey, I made a mistake, can I have your forgiveness? If the other person can see that you're genuine enough, then maybe I can have another chance for this one. Because like life is about chances. It's always like that. We always commit mistakes, but how you change your behavior is how you become a better person. And if you're not giving another chance to other person, then you're taking away the chance of them to grow as a better person too.
Well, my opinion is that depending on how the trust was broken, I think there's different levels of broken trust. For example, here's a funny story actually. I watch a very popular YouTube channel that I've been watching for years, and they do this segment where they read Reddit stories, right? So stories from Reddit. And one of the stories that they read was about this girl who broke up with her boyfriend because they were playing a game where he had to lie to her, right? As a group. They were in a group, and they were playing a game where everybody had to lie to each other, right? And he was playing the game as it was intended, lying to her during the game, and she didn't like that, and she left him because she felt like he was too good of a liar.
She takes that like personally.
Yeah. Even though it was just a game, I could see where she's coming from. Like, oh, you were way too good at not telling the truth and convincing me otherwise. Like I understand that completely. But at the same time, it's like it is a game, and that was the rule.
And you agreed.
Yeah. You consented to playing the game that way.
You're like equal because you have to lie to.
Yeah, everybody has to. I forgot what game it was, but I thought, to me, like that's a really tiny level there. That's not something to break up over.
It's too shallow,
in my opinion. Yeah, so something like that, like he could have just apologized and they could have just moved on, but she kind of just, completely destroyed the whole relationship based off of something that he was supposed to do.
Or maybe she have unresolved trust issues with a guy. and
past.
she
Yeah, that's
maybe
possible.
yeah, because like it's just a game for me.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say something like that is like at the very, very bottom.
Yeah,
Something at the very top would be obviously cheating. Yeah.
it cuts so deep. And
Yeah, exactly. For me, it depends on like how big that trust was broken. I wrote here,
wow.
so how to regain trust. Just like my point is, it depends on how big of an issue it was that broke that trust, right? But I just put here by asking for forgiveness. You know, the person who broke the trust, sitting down with the other person who they broke the trust with, and just asking straight up for forgiveness, and either try to explain yourself or trying to give your reasoning. It's up to them to accept that or not. Best place to start at is to just ask for forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Simple.
Yes,
Yeah.
very true. In connection with that, communicate. After like there's like incident or something like a situation like that, you have to communicate. Don't be just like silent. But if that person really mattered to you, you should communicate and explain things, because you don't want to be in a position where you leave people hanging and just wonder what happened, because it will cause a lot of mental and emotional damage to someone. How can I trust someone again? Like, how can I trust back? Because if this person that I thought that I can be trusted, wow, like maybe someone will gonna do this to me worse than this. Like, just have maybe a closure to what you've done wrong. That makes it like a human.
Something that I've learned a lot this year alone is that you can't put that on yourself. For example, if somebody cheats on you or they're not being honest with you fully about certain situations or certain things and topics in your life, you can't put that on yourself. I think something that we do to ourselves is we put that burden on us and we blame ourselves for that. Like, oh, I'm not good enough for this person because X, Y, and Z. But it's like, well, how about the other way around? This person's not good enough for you because they're doing these stupid things. They're not being honest with you. They're not disclosing things with you. They're not being transparent with you. That is not on you. That is on that person. And it hurts because it comes from somebody that you love and care about or you trust, right, fully. At the same time, that's their burden and their sins to deal with. That's not on you. You know, they're dealing with stuff internally that they don't want to just be transparent with themselves about. They take that out on us with their actions and their reactions.
It's like a reflection of yourself too. If you can forgive yourself, then you can forgive others.
It's like a reflection of our inner selves coming out on the outside. Exactly.
I have here, there's like situation, for example, like situation where like trust is broken, already said and done, and like you guys have reconciliation and you agree that it's okay. Stop bringing it over and over again. That's not making it healthy. It's just like a bandage. You just put it there, but then the wound is still there. It's not like a medicine. Heal that and don't bring something from the past that can trigger everything.
Yep. Yeah, it's just like you mentioned, it's like a wound. It's like a scab that's trying to heal, and the more that you pick at it, the worse the longer it takes to heal, and the worse it gets too, because it leaves scars, right? That kind of correlates with my next point too, which is forgiving, forgetting, learning, and moving on. So something that a lot of people like to say is forgive and forget. What I like to say is forgive, forget, and learn. If it's something that you can forgive and forget, learn from it. Don't mess with it. Don't keep bringing it up and dangling it over each other's heads and making each other feel bad about it. Learn from your mistakes, and then you learn the lesson together, remembering the lesson that you learned, not the damage or what brought that lesson into play.
That's how you grow in a relationship. Relationship with your parents, with your friends. There's no healing in bringing the past back. There are beautiful scars, and that's just it. It's already healed, sealed, move on. If there's a situation like that, what can make it worse? One is denying them, and two is like justifying them. Oh, I'm hurting. Oh, like you did this. I feel like betrayed. I feel like my trust is broken. But then you were gonna say, oh no, like you're in denial, and then you're justifying it. I think it's best to listen and acknowledge what's the other person's bringing to you, to listen to it, and then like try to analyze your actions.
Another way that somebody can regain trust after it's broken is moving on with caution and giving the time to show that one has genuinely changed. And depending on what it is, you move on with caution, very slowly. Try to rekindle that relationship back into places, because the pieces are going to be scattered, right? Trust is broken, pieces are scattered. You want to try to pick them up and put them back together if you can. Condition yourself to be aware of the signs that you didn't recognize before. So like their behavior, their actions, their reactions, if their story is matching their words.
I mean, you can really tell if someone is kind of doing stuff. Me, I can tell. Like my intuition.
Yeah.
I think women are good in intuition. I don't know if you agree with that.
Sometimes. I think they're better with intuition than men when it comes down to it, but I think that they're wrong more than men when it comes down to it. Like men don't have a lot of intuition, but when we do, we're more right about it than we are wrong, and women it's opposite.
Oh,
And I think women
women
they're
has
better
it
with
wrong.
us.
It's a lot of
Yeah, they're
wrong
more wrong in their
intuition.
intuition, but their intuition is stronger than men's, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Ah,
If that makes
girls.
sense.
I remember
That's not even
that
our
you
flash
said
debate
that.
either. That's just my opinion. For a man's intuition to be activated, it takes a lot for him to be like, hold on, this is different. This is okay. This is not okay. This is not matching. Why does this person have this when they didn't have that before? We have to see a bunch of evidence first, and then our intuition kicks in.
Okay, now I get it. Okay, for women, we don't see the evidence yet, but we're looking for evidence.
Yes.
But with men, they were gonna have the evidence first.
Yeah, that's why I said, women's intuition is stronger. I think they can sense it better than us. Our intuition will come with, being able to see signs here and there. That's why we're less wrong when it comes to our intuition, because the evidence is already laid out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, this is a good podcast because it's a balance of women and men's perspective, which is really good. I love it. So
And that
I
wasn't
didn't
even
know
the flash
that.
debate. So here's our second flash debate. Should someone allow someone who has broken their trust back into their life?
To me, okay, now that you said earlier that it depends on the level, it depends on the level of how bad they broken our trust. So I think because I believe in humans commit mistakes, and in order for you to grow, you have to make it correct. Depends now on a level.
It's a different answer than what you gave me earlier, but okay, I'll
I
take it.
know.
Yeah,
Give chance.
that's what I wrote. That's what I wrote here. I put it depends on how bad the trust was broken,
How
and if
bad.
someone can find it in their heart and forgive somebody who has done the damage. Yeah. If it's broken from a white lie or undisclosed information, allow time to heal that damage and move on. If it's cheating, no, you can forgive and forget, but move on from that person.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. If it's cheating, if it includes other person involved, especially when you're in a serious relationship, pass.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
Because right at the very beginning, you're not gonna do that. It's a huge disrespect, and
Yeah, it goes back to what I said before. It's like when somebody does that to you, it's not on you, it's on them. They don't know how to show people respect. They don't know how to show somebody that they claim to love or claim to care about respect enough to just disclose things. You have to walk into a relationship with full disclosure, even if that means like if you disclose something and that person decides to leave you because of that disclosure, that's on them, that's not on you. You did your part. Your conscience it's cleared. If somebody's in a relationship and they can't show you respect, that's on them. They just don't know how to respect people. That's an issue that they've developed over time, whether it be from childhood or from past relationships or from experiences in life. That's something that they've developed on their own over time. You can't change that person unless somebody wants to be changed. Somebody like that shouldn't be even considered being in a relationship.
or how about if you're already married, like you're in that situation.
I think there's a deeper issue there. It's like, why is something like that happening? Why is this person allowing that into their marriage to begin with? Why is that person doing that to begin with? What is the deeper issue there? For example, when people get older and they start having kids, usually women feel like they miss out on their freedoms. So they go out and they'll try to regain that freedom with clubbing, or they go out and they'll regain that freedom with traveling with their friends for weeks at a time without their husbands. It's like, well, why are you making your husband such a huge burden? Why do you want to put that distrust onto your relationship and your marriage?
That's selfish.
Yeah, when you get into a marriage, it's about you guys now. You travel together as a couple.
Yes. Plan
You
it
see the world
together.
together.
The only people that you need in your life when you're married is like your family.
That mindset that you just mentioned there, making that family, building that family, that's not even a thing anymore. It's all transactional. Relationships are transactional now. Oh, you need to be making this much, you have to be this tall, you have to look like this, you have to be driving this car, blah blah blah, right? That's a contract. That's not a family, that's not a marriage, that's a contract. You might have kids together, but there's no family there.
We should have a topic for that. Okay, let's call it transactional love, or I don't know how to give me a good title for that. But
Signs you're in a transactional relationship.
yes, okay, you got it. But for now, we're gonna have Like how to regain your trust.
I think it's funny because we've talked about many topics before, but I think a lot of them circle back to each other.
Yes.
A lot of them connect together, like little Lego pieces. Click, click, click. It's like, oh wait, hold on. This is red flag here. Guess what? We talked about red flags. Oh, this is a broken trust thing. Well, guess what? That ties into narcissism. Everything goes full circle with what we're talking about. If we branch out to talking about something that's different than our topic, it still connects to it.
Connects to it.
Way,
Yeah. How about we talk about Marvels?
Oh, I could talk about broken trust in Marvel. We could do that. Yeah. No.
Oh.
But yeah, but when people do that and they start living their own lives when they're in a marriage, that breaks trust because the other person's going to feel like, well, hold on, we got into this relationship together because we want to grow old together, because we love each other, because we are each other's world. Now you want to go out and do your own thing. That breaks trust. That puts a lot of questions in somebody's mind, and those questions will either cause resentment, they cause the distrust, or they'll bring in insecurities, right? All of that will flood in at one time. So that's going to break trust over time. So it's like, be careful with what you do and your actions when you're in a relationship.
For me, I think to gain back the trust, heal. Both of you should heal. Think and ask yourself, why did I do that? Something like that. And heal from that and forgive yourself.
Yeah.
And also the other person also. There's no way that we cannot hurt the person that we love.
Yeah, and something that I've learned over the year and a half now is don't let people destroy your respect, your self-respect.
Oh.
You should go into a relationship knowing what you need, what you deserve, and what you want. And if they're not able to deliver that, you need to learn how to walk away. I learned that the hard way. I didn't walk away when I should have, but I'm not going to let that happen again.
Wow.
I'm a different man now, so.
Wow, a different man now. I like how you say that.
I think we're put into stuff like that to grow as people. And at the end of the day, we're going to benefit from it. Yes, there's pain. Yes, there's hurt, but you're going to benefit from those.
Yeah,
from those
you become
lessons,
strong.
From those scars. Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like working out. When you work out, you're breaking your tissue.
Yes.
And that's why your muscles grow, is because that tissue is growing over the old tissue, and it gets bigger and bigger the more you work out. So it's just like that, the more damage you take in life, the stronger you become, the more you learn. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
A good analogy of that too is like paper. If you get pieces of paper, you keep ripping it, eventually you can't do it anymore. It's like we should be like that. The more that the world keeps ripping at us and tearing at us, we get stronger to the point where it doesn't even affect us anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Look at you. Look at this man right here. What a good way to end.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
Well, guys, that's today's topic. That is all we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us once again. On that note, my name is Tokomodo.
And this is QueenTv.
And you just listened to
Prayerdise. Oh, we're almost there.
Hey. That was close.
That was close. Okay, we tried. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment for Toko. Happy birthday. Hey. See you next week, guys. See you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.